Ride through the city like Brennan Schaub. I'm on a mission to get it all. Ride through the city like Brennan Schaub. If you ain't thick, please don't get involved.
And now, Brandon Thiccc Boy Schaub.
Let's get it, baby. It is Monday morning, June 6th at 10 a.m. on this lovely Calabasas morning. What is happening, fam? What's up, thickies, thicketeers, thickums, three thicka musketeers? That's all I got for you today. What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Oh, yeah? Cool. Oh, your kid graduated kindergarten too? Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, mine too. Yeah. Oh, they dressed up? Yep. And then they didn't give you really the dress code, so your kid looked fly but wasn't in a tuxedo or a three-piece suit like the other kids, so you felt a certain way about it, you know? So that's cool. Yeah, kid graduated kindergarten, man. Big deal for the kiddo. Big freaking deal. When I was a kid, I don't think there was a celebration when you graduated kindergarten.
I forget.
Case?
I don't think so. I don't recall.
Mark, was there a celebration when you graduated kindergarten? They do anything?
No.
There's no ceremony?
I mean,
Our thing was just like last day, see you in 3 months.
yeah.
Or however, you know, it's like now, I mean, it was, did I cry at the graduation? Yeah, I did, dude. Because I wish I could freeze my kid. He's grown up too fast. We also had the annual, when I say annual, it's the first one, the debut, Thiccc Boy basketball cookout. Look, Andre Petrosky, but at least that hat is fire. Throwing thick bricks. I assembled the worst basketball players in Calabasas for the first annual Thiccc Boy Backyard Basketball Tournament and BBQ.
Speaking truth.
Yeah. T hit, my son plays, he's in a basketball league. He's hit like 30 shots in a row or some shit. And then he's like, Dad, film this for Mom. I'm like, all right, dude, brick.
Yeah.
What'd we play? Knockout?
Yeah.
It's called Knockout?
Yeah.
God, that game was
fun.
intense. I wasn't ready to, the UFC fight was going on, so we were watching that. And I think, who was it? Kyle and Casey were up at the basketball court playing with my kiddos. And Kyle kept texting me like, yo, man, you got to get down here, dude. Your kid keeps asking. I'm like, just let me get through this main event, man. And then sure enough, here's Chin. At least I made the semifinals. It's a crazy game, and I suck at basketball. Brent and Casey were the MVPs, though.
You guys kept winning, both of you.
I'll tell you who's the real MVP. I mean, me and Casey, obviously, we have a weird competition gene in us. But I'm in Vans and skinny jeans, so I should win just for that fact. And I have the biggest blister on my fucking pinky because those Vans, because I wear them without socks. But then Big Mike, freaking, dude, Big Mike was like, he's just chilling, watching. We're like, come on, Mike, please. Like, all right, I'll play one game. Big Mike's the sleeper, dude.
I know, super sleeper. No one would have
Great Bambino, Mike, he won too. He didn't miss a shot either. That big boy was not moving. He was hitting those free throws. Knockout's fun, man. But dude, I'm in skinny jeans, a pink hat, and fucking Vans with no shoes on. What? To even win a game. And Daddy was sweating. I was so sweaty. Yeah, that's right. And me and Casey just kept wanting to play more and more. Ooh, that dance. Don't be mad at the dance moves, man. God, dog. Get wider. That was a good time, though. Threw the barbecue for Big George, really. Threw the barbecue for Big George to, my girl saw the thing with, us giving him a full-time job, him crying. She's like, I've never met him. We should have him over and eat. I'm like, we can't just have Big George over. It's going to be awkward. So you got to have the whole squad over. I was like, you don't even know them. She knows Chin, she knows Mark, but she doesn't know Casey, Kyle, Big Mike, So we had you guys over. Now, here's the thing about having people over.
What now?
Here's the thing. Now, Daddy had to go to Whole Foods, right? Daddy had to go to Whole Foods. Spend some money buying the meat. And then...
Great meat, by the way.
Dude, thank you. You like those...
whatever kind of...
Ribeyes. They're ribeyes, yeah. They're a little more flavorful because they're marbled with fat.
Yeah.
Now, Daddy's grill is a little older. I've cleaned it many times, and because there's fat, it catches on fire. So you're dealing with some optics there. The flames are so high, and when it's flames, you got to constantly stay on it, flip it. So Daddy started cooking at around 11:30 before you guys came around 1. I was like a 50s housewife. I was cooking all day. Nobody said thanks. I was cooking all day.
Yes, we did.
And then I know. I was cooking all day. You guys did say thanks, but I threw that in there. Daddy was cooking all day, hours. I had a charcuterie board. I had a fucking. I did all. My girl was gone, and I had 2 kids, bro.
My image of you was I was going to come and you were grilling. I did come a little late, but everything was laid out perfectly.
Daddy laid all that, cut all the meat for you guys.
Yeah.
Mark deep-throated 3 hot links. I mean, Throatzilla over there, dude. Just I was like, hell yeah, dude. Take that meat, Mark. Take that. Kids had so much fun with you guys. Kyle, you have nephews. Yeah, you're too good with kids not to be around kids. Because when you don't have kids, they're a little like, don't get me wrong, I don't let anybody take my kids alone. But then when you were walking, you have to go through the backyard, up the stairs of the basketball court. If you've never been around smaller kids, you don't even think he's 2. This is going to be a beast for him to walk up the stairs. I'm going to hold his hand. Most people are like, see you up there, dude, and then run up there. And then with the basketballs, like even Big George was grabbing the basketballs. Yeah, there's black widows in the fucking basketball where the basketballs are at. So you can't have a 2-year-old jumping in there, getting But you guys were on it, man. That made me happy. Let's get to fighting, though. Fuck this barbecue. It was fun, though, and we'll do it again.
Hell yeah.
You got to do more stuff like that because a tight team is what makes the world go round, man. My girl knows you. Chin's been with me forever. But she didn't even recognize you because your new tattoo.
Really?
She's like, who's the Asian guy?
Yeah.
Is he your new security? I'm like, oh, he's talking about Chin's new tattoo. She's like, that's Chin. I'm like, yeah. I was like, he used to be in a gang too.
Nope, never been in a gang.
Nope, never been in a gang. Let's not spread those rumors. There was some fights on this past weekend. You had a big boxing match. Your boy Haney flew all the way to Australia against Kambosos. And, tough fight for our boy George, Australia. They say it was the biggest fight in Australian history.
Wow.
Yeah. So this kid Haney, man, his fundamentals, his jab, he's going to be tough to freaking beat. He's going to be really, really tough to beat. Now, they have a automatic rematch clause. And as Haney said, he goes, if I can beat him once, beat him twice is even easier. So and he's only 23. So I think he was a world champion by the time he's 21. This dude got all the belts going down to Australia. So he got all the belts. It was not a great fight. There wasn't like any moments where Haney was in trouble. His fundamentals, man, nutsos. You got a little kind of like Floyd Mayweather-esque to him. Just, again, he's so fucking good at boxing. And also his jab is so precise. And he'll just sit back on that jab and pick you apart. And these guys they have to, jump in and make mistakes. He just sticks to the jab. Doesn't really get hit. It's very rare he gets hit. Kid's going to be a problem, man. Kid's going to be a big problem. But that was fun. I watched that on ESPN. I can't remember last time ESPN had a good fight on there for boxing that you didn't have to pay for. That wasn't pay-per-view. And then Saturday at the annual Thiccc Boy Cookout, we had the UFC Fight Night on. Called Fight Day, though, You had a fight day on. Really take away your main event, Volkov and Rozenstruik. Listen, everyone wants to talk about this stoppage and shit like that. I didn't have a problem with it. Chin had a problem at first with it, but then when you watch the replay and once we talked through it, I think you were more on board. I thought it was a good stoppage because Rozenstruik, right, gets blasted with that flush right hand. He's on 6th Street. And then he's wobbled, and then he lands several other punches. He can't defend himself. And then this is when I think they should definitely stop the fight. And this is my case for it not being an early stoppage. When you completely turn your back on another savage who's ranked, 5 in the world, 6 in the world. When you turn your back on this Russian who's very good at throwing kicks, elbows, and everything, the whole gamut. When you turn your back in a defensive posture and you're not answering back and you're wobbled on 6th Street, I mean, what do you want him to get a walk-off KO head kick? You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have an issue with the stoppage. Now, if he would have sat there and he covered up and, he wobbled and he's covered up, you can let it go on a little bit. If he's showing an action to defend himself and he's aware of what's going on. But when a fighter turned, it's kind of like, remember when JDS turned his back? You remember that? And then was upset about the stoppage? It's like, in what world did you come up training where if you turn your back and give up your back on your feet? To me, that's the turning your back while you're in a stand-up brawl would be the equivalent of tapping out during a submission to me. That's the equivalent of tapping out in a stand-up fight. When you completely turn your back and leave all opportunity for that guy to fire off whatever the fuck, your spine, back of your head, a kick, whatever, a takedown, you're kind of just going like, oh my God, I'm out, man. You know? Mm-hmm. It's different than what Alistair Overeem did. If you remember when Alistair was doing that weird run technique, remember? Yeah. He'd get his back against the wall and literally just sprint out of the way, which was very strange. But he wasn't wobbling and he wasn't engaging in a fisticuff. He was literally, he would cross the black line. As soon as his heel touched it, he would kind of turn and then sprint back to the center of the octagon. It was a weird technique, but I mean, the guy's one of the best to ever do it, so more power to him. But with Rozenstruik, is more of to me, turning your back when you're engaged and you're rocked, turning your back is a tap out on the feet. It's the equivalent of tapping out during a submission. That's a tap out to me, and the ref needs to jump in there and stop it. Because he didn't. It was just going to get worse for him. You tell me he's going to fire back? No, what are we talking about? So, I also said this as they're walking out. Rozenstruik will never be champ. Not happening for him. Too small, not enough tools to compete in the top 5, really, unless it's a straight up, fisticuffs, kind of caution to the wind, throwing from the hips. Then, yeah, he has the technique and he's quick enough where he can get it done. But, you look at the top, if you click on his record chain, you look at when he fights those upper echelon guys, he's not really winning those. He's not winning those. So, lost to Volkov, lost to Curtis Blades, those 2 top guys. Lost to Cyril Gane, unanimous decision. Okay. Junior Dos Santos, he beat older Dos Santos. And then he lost to Francis. He got mollywopped by Francis. So those top upper echelon guys, he hasn't beat any of them. So out of the guys that he's fought, so Arlovsky, not a tip of the spear, not a top 5 guy. Don't get me wrong, one of the greatest to ever do it. I beat him in Vancouver. Anyways, so he beat Arlovsky. He beat Overeem, older Overeem. Oh, the Overeem one, remember too, I've never been sold on Rozenstruik. If you go back and listen to the show, I've never co-signed him. Not that I don't like him. I'm talking about as far as being champ. Because if you look at his record, so Arlovsky to knock him out in 29 seconds, that's a big deal. He's a vet. But then he fought Alistair Overeem, who's a real vet, and you can't just murk right away. He was losing that fight, except for the last kind of 10 seconds. Then he got over there, and then they give him Francis. And Francis absolutely, Bart Simpson mollywopped him. Literally, Francis ran at him with fucking helicopter arms, knocked him out. Then it's Dos Santos. Again, Dos Santos, not a tip of the spear guy. He was. Alistair Overeem, Arlovsky, Dos Santos, they were, not anymore. So he's beating up these older kind of legends. But when you beat that older legend, then you're getting to the creme de la creme, right? You're getting the Cyril Ganes. He lost Cyril Gane. Really didn't have a chance in that fight. Didn't land anything, got picked apart. And they go, okay, so he'll fight upper echelon guy, get either a legend or a guy not at the tip of the spear. So beats Alistair Overeem. They go, so he beats Arlovsky. They go, okay, next step up, here's Overeem. He beats Overeem, but let's be honest, he was getting absolutely annihilated in that fight till the last 10 seconds. Then they go, all right, you beat Overeem, you knocked him out. That's cool, man. Here's Francis, the champ. At the time he wasn't champ, but here's the champ, currently the champ. He gets starched in 20 seconds, not even a fight. They go, all right, you're not ready for that. Here's Junior Dos Santos, older guy. Beats him. Okay. Then they tried again. All right, man, here we go. Here's Cyril Gane, top 3 guy. Loses that. Not even a fight. Unanimous decision, 50-45 overall. Loses that. They go, all right, man, here's Augusto Saki. He beats him. They go, all right, here we go. Here's another chance. Curtis Blades, top 3. Gets mollywopped. Gets, decision. Not a great fight. Curtis Blades never really in danger. Mollywops them. They go, Jesus Christ, dude. All right. Well, we can't just keep giving you these young lions or legends. Here's Volkov, who's been a perennial contender, former world champion from Bellator. Here's this monster. And there's a fork in the road for both of them. And Volkov absolutely dominated. And I do think, if you look at if you look at Rozenstruik's body, there is potential, and this is very Rogan-ish of me, there's potential for him to cut down and make 205. He's too small at heavyweight to compete with the big boys. His fundamentals aren't there, his speed's not there, his power's there, but outside that, he's just going to get annihilated by those top guys. So it depends what he wants to do now. He's in a tough road. He's lost 3 out of his last 4. 3 out of his last 4. Can't really wrestle. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Him and Curtis Blades fight 100 times. Curtis Blade beats him 100 times, you know? Then Volkov is just too long, too rangy, better fundamentals, you know, just pick them apart, dude. So it's a tough road for him. It's a very tough road for him. But again, I'm not throwing any shade on Rozenstruik. I think he got top 5 pretty fast. Like he has skills, he has power in his background, especially with his background. Like the guy has some fucking talent, man. But I just think for the weight class, unless you have that Stipe or Cain Velasquez type of body where you are smaller, like you're not the biggest guy, but you are smaller with a lot of power, you got to have some wrestling. You got to have that cardio. You got to be able to mix it up, and he can't. He's shorter. His reach isn't great. And these bigger guys like Volkov, listen, UFC did him no favors. 0 favors. Long, rangy, more fundamental, more experienced guy. Okay. You know, main event, 5 rounds. Cardio ain't on your side, homeboy. You know? So I think if I'm his team, I'd say, man, how hard is it to get to 205 for you? Now you go to 205. Obviously, you have the world title on the line this Saturday on the pay-per-view. You know, he's not that.
Reminds me of Cannonier, like when Cannonier cut all the way to
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Cannonier did it. Now
Yeah.
the discipline it's going to take to get to 2. Now, I would let me see another shot of his body.
Here's one.
So he definitely has more fat than me. These are facts. But the thing is when I was thinking about cutting a 205, the amount of discipline that it takes to do that, it's not like you're just going to hire a nutritionist and then cut. What do you weigh? 250, 260? He looks every bit of 260. What do you weigh in at?
I'll look at it.
You're talking about a life-changing decision. This isn't something where, I'll just get into camp 8 weeks out, cut down to 205. For him, so he weighed 260 pounds, 259 to be exact. You got cut 55 pounds. But he could do it. He could do it. Or you can just stay at what you're doing, and you might be a top 10 guy, but you're never cracking that top 5 again, probably, especially when you look at the top 5 guys. But again, you're talking about the biggest decision. You're talking about a complete life overhaul where your entire life is surrounded by what you put into your body, working out stuff. How bad you want it? How bad you want it? That's what I would suggest for him. I haven't been around him. I know his eating habits. I don't know all that shit. But,
Yeah.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Now, him versus Tai Tuivasa is a fun one. Mm-hmm. So there's certain fights where there's certain ones. He's a little bit like Derek Lewis, not as fun, nowhere near as good as on the mic, not as entertaining, probably didn't have the same power, and Derek Lewis's ground and pound is filthy. But, a guy like Tom Aspinall, I think beats the shit out of Rozenstruik. Obviously Tom beat Volkov. So it's a tough gig for him, man. But again, you look at, he's ranked 8 now. Are these updated?
It's going to update tomorrow.
Okay, so he'll probably drop down. Philly's finest, Thiccc, is going to jump up to 8, I bet. But you look at, 9 through 15, he can hang with those guys. But after 8 up, it's dicey, dude. So it just depends what he wants. I don't know. To each its own. Talking about a complete life overhaul, though, for him cutting to 205.
Yeah.
He might hear this and be like, get the fuck out of here. I'm eating a fucking shred of lettuce every 3 days, dude. And it's not going to be quick either. It probably take you a year to really walk around about 225, and cut the last one. He's 6'2". Now, this is the internet 6'2". Mm-hmm. So he's really about 6'1", might be right over 6 foot, I bet, 260.
He
Tough
looks like
gig,
he could
dude.
definitely lose weight, though. A ton.
Yeah, Chin. How much weight have you lost?
I don't know.
Shit, that's Big George out here.
Yeah.
That motherfucker lost 250 pounds?
He lost just about how much he weighs.
So it's possible. Again, you're talking about complete life overhaul. So that might be too much. Outside that, Dan Ige had a tough night in the office. Is Dan Ige and who am I thinking
Rob
about?
Font.
What?
Rob
and Rob Font, are they not
I know, I get it mixed up.
the same? It's that Spider-Man meme. You. Like, are they not the same guy?
No, it's so trippy.
They look very similar. Mm-hmm. Very similar. That Mosarov is a fucking nightmare. I was thinking about this, and then what I think we have Bryce Mitchell coming up about 4 minutes. Oh, I can't wait to talk to you, one of my favorite people. We're trying to get him here for a food truck, but if he's not fighting, have to fly for fighting, he's killing fish, he's eating squirrels, he's talking politics, gun control. This dude he has red, white, and blue floating through his freaking veins, So he's like, man, if I'm not doing promo for the fight, like if I'm not out there, I'm not, I just don't, I want to be home, like, say less, son. I'm the exact same, man. Exact same. So I don't push anybody, but we got him on here on Chop Show. He's one of my faves. Movsar
Evloev.
He's a bit of a beast, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's gonna be a problem. Now, he wants his promo inside the octagon was terrible, but English clear isn't his first language. He's Russian. I was thinking about this though. If I'm the UFC, obviously Russia is frowned upon right now with everything going on. Right? And now Dagestan and all that stuff over there, they're not Russian, right? Chechnya, all that. They're not. I don't know how it works. We've been over this. Nobody here is a geography expert. But what I do know is the UFC, and I'm not saying it's a bad problem, but they do have an influx of Russians and Dagestans coming in. So for the UFC, it's as far as the United States goes, is they're going to have to figure out a way to market these Russians and Dagestanians better. Like not everybody's going to be a Khabib. Not everybody's going to be a Makhachev. And even Makhachev, not great on the mic. It's just his fighting speaks louder than words. But the UFC is headed towards a trend, which I would assume, especially the hardcores that watch this show, like this, where winning and skills is what counts, not the entertainment value. Because the UFC is losing their biggest entertainers, right? The Conor McGregors, the Nate Diaz's. Not these guys can't fight. I'm not saying that. I'm saying they're these unicorns that had not only the skill set to be some of the best fighters in the world, but they're also very entertaining, similar to WWE. Well, they're getting older. Nate Diaz has 1 fight left. Nick Diaz, 1 fight max. Conor, 1 to 2. You look at Masvidal, you look at it, it's headed, that's kind of out to pasture. It's getting a little bit out there, and that's what they bank their notoriety on. So if I'm the UFC and they have their, I always reference their marketing meetings. I don't know when they do them or if they do them at all. I'm sure they do, but it's probably on a group text or email chain. But if it's in person, I'm sure that was like, hey, I'm just curious. Are we set in America? Like, is that the plan? Like, you don't think we can get any bigger in America unless like another Conor or, a Colby comes along? Like, is that like, what's the plan in America? Because we have this influx of Dagestanians and Russians who are dominating. And, it took Khabib a while before he got big. It takes a lot. They have to win how many fights before we start paying attention, and their names are impossible to say. And also, Russia's killing innocent people in Ukraine. So it's like, how do we want to market this, man? Because if it's a global thing, I don't know. I don't know as a business plan, if you're Dana White, how you deal with that, Because I know he said no flags, right? But I saw a flag, I thought, on Saturday night. Yeah, I thought I saw a Ukraine one or a Russia one. Maybe it was just on the TV.
Maybe the audience or something like that?
Yeah, you might be right. I don't know. I thought I saw one, but... Isn't that a bit of a dicey deal?
Of course it is.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you're a Russian stand-up comic right now and you're saying you're in Portland this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it's like, he's just, I think to me, it's interesting. They'll figure it out. Trust me, they have way smart people than me on the team. So it's like, they'll figure it out. I'm just wondering how do you go about that? Treading lightly.
Yeah.
Do you stop signing so many Russian fighters? Because these Russians are going to beat most of your Americans. These Dagestanians are coming, dude. And their names are impossible to pronounce. How are we going to market this? Merch? Do we just market to
The world is talking about all about that. How it's like, because these Dagestans, they are Russian, but they don't identify as Russian.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. No. Yeah, don't get twisted. I'm not saying that Dagestan and Russia are the same. I'm just saying you have an influx of those guys taking over the sport now.
Marketed to the Arab world.
On a global scale, but in America... like even though, Khabib, now Khabib, if you look at his following, not that just social media following is the indicator on who's more famous or bigger, but, you look at Khabib's Instagram and because, he's Dagestani and then also I'm sure a lot of Russia, he has so many fucking millions and millions of followers, but, so I wouldn't say he's bigger than Conor McGregor, even though he beat him.
He's remarkable.
He's there, but I wouldn't say bigger than Conor. Or in America, if Khabib walks down the street to pick up a Diet Pepsi or some Thiccc Boy whiskey, he doesn't drink, but you get the point. It's a weird promo. But anyway, if you want to go pick up some Tiger Thick at Specs in Texas or something, or online at thiccboy.com. But anyway, if he was going to do that, more people would recognize, say, like a Nate Diaz than a Khabib in America. Like Nate Diaz or Colby Covington will shut the store down. I don't think Khabib would, unless he marketed it and his fans were like the hardcores. But I think in general, the general consumer would recognize Jorge Masvidal or Nate Diaz or Nick Diaz more than a Khabib. I'm just saying in America, as far as marketing, what are they going to do? How do you market? And when's this war stop? Like you're banking on that stopping, and then yeah, it's crazy. Let's take a little break, and then we'll get right back to the show, man, because UFC 275 is here. That's right. It's this freaking Saturday, man. I can't wait. We got 3 big boy fights and lady fights. And my friends at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC, has a heavyweight offer for this weekend's fight with a special parlay for all my listeners and viewers of the Schaub Show. For the fighters this week, my picks are Yuri, Shevchenko, and Weili. All right? Listen. Yuri, we need to get it done the first 2 rounds. If you don't, our boy Glover Teixeira, you'll get to my breakdown at the end of this episode, but our boy Glover is going to put a masterclass, freaking veteran masterclass of takedowns and beat his ass and probably submit him in the 4th or 5th. So if you're betting on Yuri, we need it done early with a flying knee, spinning back elbow, something unconventional, because you ain't just going to beat Glover how you can get it done. But now Glover's head's always in the center, so it's going to get dicey for him, but has to get done the first 2 rounds. Then I have Shevchenko, of course. She's going to try and beat the most title defenses ever in women fighting history, beating Ronda Rousey, which I don't want to bet against, but you could if you want to make some money. Santos is a big underdog. Then you got Weili against Joanna, which I do think Weili gets it done. And all you got to do is head to the app right now under the UFC page to check out my picks. It's the Schaub picks, all right? Bet on it and ride along with your boy here. I will be watching from the green room in Portland, Oregon. I'm at the Helam this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but I will have the fights on the green room. So Portland, come on, support, all right? And right now, all customers can place the same game parlay for Saturday's fight. And if it hits, you'll double your winnings. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code SCHAUBSHOW. New customers can throw down $5 on UFC 275. That's UFC 275 pay-per-view this Saturday. You get $150 in free bets instantly. That's code SCHAUBSHOW this Saturday at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. We ready for Bryce Mitchell?
Yes, we are.
All right, let me quit going on this. Maybe this is a question for Bryce.
Yeah, that's a good question for him.
Let's toss it to my boy, Thug Nasty, taking a break from killing squirrels and fish. Mr. Thug Nasty, Bryce Mitchell, what's up, brother?
Oh, just chilling like a villain, man. Thank you so much for having me today.
Yeah, man. I've wanted you on for a hot second. We've been communicating with your team, and we wanted to get you on a food truck, and your manager's like, dude, he's like you, man. If he's not working, he's at home, he's on the ranch or farm or whatever. It's tough to get this kid out of his house. So there's no complaints there, brother. I'm the exact same. But where are you at right now, man? That's a legit farm I'm looking at.
Yeah, I'm in Censorship right now. This is at my place, and I'm just chilling today. It was a rainy day. I was going to bush hog, but grass is wet, and like you said, I really like to just stay home and kind of work on stuff as much as I can. And I'm kind of like a hermit, but I do travel. I think it's good for you, but
yeah.
But I really like being home. I just love it.
I'm the same, man. There's nothing like home. There's nothing like home. And when you say work on stuff, yeah, what are we talking about? Work on stuff like on the farm? Or are you talking about like in MMA, like your skill set? Or we're talking about you got like hogs and chickens to take care of? What's happening here?
Yeah, I got chickens and cows that I tend to every day, and rabbits. For example, let me just show you just real quick, and I'm going to come right back because I like that
please
background.
do.
But I want to show you. Okay, for example, here's a rabbit right here. He's a male rabbit. I don't know. Can you see him good?
Yeah, I see him.
So I keep him stacked up on bricks. That's just one of my animals. I got a turkey over there. Now my turkey, he got the isolation because He's a convicted murderer. He got charged with murder. I put that baby turkey in the quail pen and he killed a quail. So now the turkey's in isolation. The rabbit, he's a nice rabbit, but he stays locked onto those female rabbits, and he pretty much stresses them out because he's on them all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got a Harvey Weinstein of rabbits there.
That's right. And what happens is if you don't take that male rabbit out of that cage and put him in his own little area away from those females, the females will bite his dick off.
Oh wow, really? Oh, dude, this is a learning experience for me. I didn't know female rabbits bite other rabbits' dicks off, and then I also didn't know turkeys murder other turkeys.
Well, it was a quail. It was a baby turkey in the quail pen. I thought since he's a baby turkey, he'll be okay with the quail. They're about the same size. But no, he's a murderer. So you put that baby turkey in there with other birds, and they're like the alpha bird. They're going to go in there, and the turkeys, the quail even had a bodyguard. They got a mama goose in there, and the mama goose didn't do nothing.
Damn, dude, you got the Ted Bundys of turkeys over there, man. Now, are all turkeys like this, or you just got you got an evil turkey, you got a sociopath turkey?
Well, I think that if you raise them as small little birds together, there's a chance that you could get turkeys and chickens to get along. But just in general, if you take a turkey who's a couple weeks old and put them in a pen full of hens, the hens will pick them to death. I mean, they'll think you're giving them a snack. Yeah,
nature's a cruel, cold-hearted bitch, man. And you know this better than anybody. Nature is savage, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with this farm, are you making money off this? Like, what's the? I guess you obviously love it, but are you being compensated for it? Like, what's the point of all of it, brother? Besides loving it.
Well, the only way I've been compensated is the value of the land has gone up, since I've invested in the land. That's a given. But as far as like monthly income, no, there's absolutely none. I do produce all my own eggs, so I don't buy eggs from the store no more. Mm-hmm. Here this winter or next winter, probably this winter, I won't be buying beef no more either. I've got 2 steer out there out back that I'm going to butcher, so. I'm not really looking forward to that because I like them so much, but also I got to eat, and that's the point of it. And we only eat the steers, so all the mama cows out there, they'll live full, healthy, normal lives. But the steer, we castrate them and eat them.
Yep, man, you're doing some man shit out there on that farm, dude. Now, how far is where you're at now to your training? Do you have to relocate somewhere else to get a full camp? How are you doing it?
Well, let's see. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
He froze on us. He ran to his gym and it froze. Oh, there he goes. Now he's back in the spot. There he is.
Did you get to see the gym?
I didn't, dude. I know the recording froze, but it's closed. So then you're flying in training, or you're having training partners come to that gym?
Yeah, a lot of my training partners have been coming over. Now, there's a gym that's an hour away from me in Little Rock. And, I drive there. That's an hour there and an hour back. And I go there a couple times a week. So it's work to drive, though.
Yeah. Driving, I used to do it here when I moved to L.A. You're talking about hour and a half drive to Orange County to wrestle with Mark Munoz and Pat Cummings and Michael Bisping, so hour and a half there, sometimes 2 hours there, hour and a half back. But it's just what you got to do, man. But the sitting in the car after training is what ate me up, man. That really tore up my body, man.
I like to listen to music, and that's kind of why I started rapping so much, because I'm always in the car, so there's nothing else to do but work on my raps. So I use it as time to invest into my rapping, which I actually like doing.
I'll tell you what, man, is, we did a Thiccc Boy album with this guy named Little Brows and Chins on and stuff like that. And we played I think you were freestyling or something, but it was on your Instagram. We played it in here, and Chin knows, Chin's background's music, and Chin's like, dude, Bryce is freaking good, man. And then Little Brows, who's a professional rapper, makes a living doing rap. He was like, dude, this Bryce Mitchell kid has some talent, man. I'm like, and he's just bullshitting around. It's not like like you've been working on it. This is just kind of a undiscovered talent, I guess, that you got.
Well, I do it in the car, like we was talking about. Anytime I'm by myself in the gym, that's an hour there, an hour back. I can't do nothing. You know, I could do a phone call or something, but I don't even like doing phone calls, you know, like work stuff. So I just like to get in the car and do music. And so that's one way I get to practice. I wish you would have got to see the gym, but the internet cut out. But I've got a nice little gym just right over there. It's just 10. I counted. It took me 8 seconds to get to that door. And that's, I mean, in 8 seconds, I can be on mats. I mean, so.
Yeah, that's amazing, brother. You got a good setup, man. You're doing it different than anybody I've ever seen in the game as far as just kind of being self-servant. You don't need much, man. You know, you got that farm there, you got the land there. You're taking care of the land. Then you also got your gym there, like a legit gym. You know, you're a top 10 ranked featherweight in the freaking world. Man, what a story, brother. And I think for you, you know, obviously your skills speak for themselves. You're undefeated. You know, I think you're going to get a big opponent next, which we can get to. I think for you too, it's like you're one of the guys where, you know, you're not doing it for fame. You're not doing any of this for notoriety. And kind of some of the notoriety that came with you was when you're so outspoken just about politics, which, you know, whenever you talk about politics, you know, as a comedian, even as a fighter, as politics, we're taught to, hey man, you can go that direction, but if you go that direction, A, you're going to get, you know, the LeBron James treatment, shut up and dribble, you know, shut up and fight. And B, you're going to get half the fan base who, and I'm not saying the UFC fan base, I'm just saying in general, America, you're going to get half the fans divided, right? Because politics are so hot right now. So when you come out and speak however you feel, half the people are going to vibe with it, half the people aren't, you know? But to me, it's like you having no matter how people feel about it, whether I agree with you or not, but I agree with most of your opinions, I think a lot of it is having the courage to realize you're going to get backlash. If you talk about certain subjects in today's climate, you know, whether it's gun control, the pandemic, lockdowns, small businesses, any of this stuff, you know, the president, all that stuff, you're going to get backlash. And I think for a guy like you to do that, again, you're not doing it for notoriety. You're not doing it for, that's a sweet cat, dude. You're not doing it for any of that stuff. But I think that kind of put you on the map. Weirdly, I think it made people more aware of you, and not to mention you're undefeated and you have all the skills in the world. You know, is that fair to say? You
know, and when I say something, it's just because I care about it, you know, and I feel that whatever I was talking about before that isn't as important as the issue that I'm bringing up. So if I'm talking politics, I just believe it's something important that I need to say. And I, you know, you're going to get backlash for it, but I just morally feel that I should talk about stuff that I do have some bit of understanding about. And think about it like this, you know, our careers as fighters, it has a lot of backlash. We got the brain damage. We got every mistake we ever made, people will make fun of us. And, you know, I mean, the backlash for fighting is huge. Yes. Even if you go in there and have like a Khabib career, he still has brain damage and injuries and stuff like that. So everybody pays a toll. You get backlash for it.
Yes, sir.
But it's worth it if you can establish a lifestyle that's worth living and hopefully help some other people that you care about in the process. All that backlash, all the negative stuff, all the hits and all the being made fun of and all that crap, it's worth it if you live better and the people that you love live a little bit better. And that's same thing when I'm talking. I know that everybody's not going to agree with it, but if what I'm talking about, I believe needs to be said, I'll say it, even if there's going to be some backlash.
Yeah, I think what I love about you when you speak out on this stuff, and I don't think you should stop. I don't know if the UFC reached out to you and said, hey, let's stay away from this or stay away from that. Or your management, I don't know. But what the reason I like it, the number one reason why I'm a fan of you and root for you and want you to become champion is because whether anybody agrees with what you're saying, whether they agree with it or not, it's your truth. It's natural to Bryce. Like you didn't, you know, the night before, like, oh, this can be a hot topic. Let me rip this promo to get a top 5 fight. No, you let your skills speak for themselves inside the octagon. And then as far as the other stuff, there's no game plan here. This is how you feel. It's that, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I wanted you on the show because I love people who are authentic, no matter what it is, dude. I don't care what it is. And, and you and I talked before you came on here. You said, we don't have to just talk about fighting. I tell this to fighters all the time when they come on Food Truck, they come on this show, but really Food Truck, for fighters, I'm like, hey man, if you want to come on I'm not a journalist. I don't break news. I'm not trying, we'll talk about fighting, but I'm not a journalist. If you want to talk about fishing for an hour, Bryce, we can talk about fishing if you want to talk about this Ted Bundy turkey that you have, let's talk about this Ted Bundy turkey. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, to me, it's more of a connection. It's more of a feeling out. And I'm a fan of your work, but I'm a fan because you're authentic to yourself, man. That's what I fucks with.
Well, thank you, my brother. And I've always liked yours as well. And speaking of that turkey, you see the storm shelter behind me. I can't tell if you can see it. There's a big concrete thing. Do you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, I don't know how good the view is here because I can't hardly see my own screen. I got bad internet and stuff. But the turkey
was that like a bunker? Was that like a bunker in case Armageddon comes for the turkeys?
It's for Armageddon or it's for a twister.
Or for a twister. You put all the animals in there?
So I'm going to put a fence around that storm shelter and put that turkey in because he's outgrowing his cage. But I can't put him in the quail pen and I can't put him anywhere else. So I'm building him. I'm going to put a fence around that storm shelter and let him in there. The only bad part about that is if there's a storm, which it's kind of storm season, if I have to go in there and close the door, it's going to smell like turkey shit the whole time, but
yeah. And
it's going to be worth it.
What's the goal with this turkey? Is the goal for this turkey around Thanksgiving, we go ahead and end his evil life, or what are we talking about here?
I'm sorry. You said, am I going to eat him for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, well, I'm saying with this turkey, who's clearly has some mental issues. With this turkey, is the goal for Thanksgiving to kind of put the end to, of his life and eat him, or what's the goal here?
Okay, so this is where it gets real crazy. My gym in Little Rock, it upgraded to a new facility, and I'm not the old facility was amazing. I loved it, but for the average customer, that's not what you want. There was no AC. There was no water fountain. You drink out the sink. There was a OSHA would have shut the whole damn thing down if they would have seen the cage for the fighters in the back. The cage had metal poles exposed, right? And yes, I've been concussed in that cage.
I'm sure, yeah.
And so the cage was unsafe. But when they upgraded from the old gym to the new gym, which the new gym is pretty extravagant. I'm telling you, like, it's very, very nice. When they upgraded, they sold that old cage. Guess who bought it?
You got it, Daddy. With the rust and all, man.
I got an MMA cage sitting right over there.
I love it.
It's over there where I parked the car and the truck and stuff. And it's unassembled. All I got to do is assemble it. I'm going to have an MMA cage full of turkeys. It's going to be it's going to be 2 stories. And I don't know if this turkey in isolation right now, I don't know if he's going to be a boy or a girl. I don't know which one he is yet. I figure here in about a couple months, it'll be pretty obvious.
Yeah.
But for right now, I just don't know. I'm going to hopefully it's a boy. And then I'll just go get a bunch of girl turkeys and then have them breed in the MMA cage. And the MMA cage is going to be 2 stories too, because it's got a crawl space about 4 foot off the ground. So I'm going to jack that MMA cage up on some 4-foot posts. And now you're talking a crawl space plus piers that it's sitting on. And it's going to be 2 stories.
You're talking about 2-story turkey coop there with out of the MMA cage. Oh, I dig that, man. Now you're using your brain, dog. Let's take another little break, kids, with the Schaub Show here. Leave the lights on. It's what pays the bill for the staff, the lights, my shoes. So here we are, man. UFC 275 is here this Saturday. DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC, has a heavyweight offer this weekend's fights with a special parlay for all the listeners and viewers of the Schaub Show. This is just for you guys. My 3-fight parlays, Yuri, Shevchenko, and Weili. If they get it done, you're making bank, bro. They boost your odds. Just head to the app right now under the UFC page. Check out my picks, Schaub picks, all right? Bet on it and ride along with your boy. I'm doing it from the green room live, all right? I'll be in Portland, Oregon, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But Saturday, the fights I will have on, all right? You can bet that. Right now, all customers can place a same-game parlay for Saturday's fights. If it hits, you double your winnings. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use promo code SCHAUB. That's SCHAUB show. New customers can throw down $5 on any UFC 275 fight and get $150 in free bets instantly. That's code SCHAUB show this Saturday at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sportsbook partner of the UFC. Minimum age, eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. As far as the current climate, not just talking about fighting, and obviously I'm sure you have some strong opinions on this, and so do I. So feel free to get into it, or you can say, let's talk about fighting. With this gun control stuff going on with these mass shootings, it's obviously a hot topic right now. And, I'm sure you're pro Second Amendment, pro gun, which I am too. I'm a gun owner. I have, probably 6-7 guns. It's a dicey subject, man. It's a little dicey. And I always lean towards, my father-in-law was a cop for 30 years. I'll talk to him a lot about it. Tim Kennedy's a good buddy, so I'll talk to Tim Kennedy about it, who's much more educated on this stuff. Where are you at on this?
Well, I did a interview with Ariel Helwani, and I went on there and I said that the government is doing some school shootings. They're letting some of them happen, and they're also like the Las Vegas shooting. I believe that was a government collusion. The Las Vegas shooting was too suspicious. Too many things didn't line up. And anyway, so I went on Ariel's and I said that. Okay, a couple months later, you got in Ovade, Texas, he gets an AR. This kid, maybe not, but a guy who's dressing up like a girl. He's a kid. I guess he was 18 years old, and I don't know if he was or what he was, but he dressed up in skirts and stuff, and he goes in with his AR-15 and starts killing people in the school in Texas. Okay,
fourth graders, yeah.
The police officers sit outside for about an hour, and they're saying, "Oh, well, we don't know if we want to enter because of this. We don't have enough armor. We don't have enough." Those kids don't have any armor. Those kids are unarmed, and they're kids. And it is those officers, when they swear in the office, those officers, it's their duty to go in there and die for those kids on the spot. Correct. That's their job. Their job that day was to go in that school and die or kill that guy that was killing everybody. And there should have been zero hesitation, zero. And I'll say the exact same thing that I got censored for on Ariel Helwani's. The government is getting involved in some of these shootings, and in this one, I believe they were ordered to stand down. I believe they were ordered to stand down, sit outside that school while innocents were shot, so that they could have a narrative to come and take AR-15 specifically. And I'll say it again, what I said on Ariel's. I will die before I hand over that gun. I'll die in a shootout before I get starved to death, because as soon as they take your guns, they're going to starve your ass to death. Just like they did the Jews back in. And Ariel was hating on me. Ariel was saying that, he wasn't exactly hating on me, but he said I was spreading misinformation. Well, let me tell you a fact, okay? Government took the guns from those citizens in Germany before the Nazis came a couple years later, rounded them up and starved them to death. So I'm just telling you what happens, and I maintain the same position. And if I get censored again, I get censored again. But I believe that there was something weird going on with that school shooting. I believe they're trying to find any reason they can to take our guns, and I believe I won't give it to them. I'd rather die. We need to arm school teachers who can be trained and proven that they're efficient with guns. We need to arm them. We need to arm pilots. If you can fly a plane, you can operate a 22 pistol
caliber. Yeah,
our pilots need to all have guns. If you can, if I trust you with my life to take off a plane and land it, that takes much more skill than point blank shooting somebody with the 22 pistol. So all the pilots should have guns. Some of the teachers should have guns. Some of our tax dollars, instead of being sent to the Ukraine, should be spent more on our veterans and our kids' schools.
No,
that's just a fact.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that, Bryce. I think as far as the misinformation goes, I don't know if we get all the facts, right? So I think with that shooting, just from what I've heard and having some people in the situation, it's like they definitely, I think it's, a small town in Texas. They definitely didn't act accordingly. They made some huge mistakes. And then from what I hear from cops is, because that's what I was like you, I have a kid who's in first grade now, and I have another kid who's in preschool. So, when they told me that they wouldn't let the parents into the school, I said it on the show. I said, there's not a police force in this world that could keep me out from entering that freaking school, man. They would have to shoot me in the back because I'm going to that school with my guns. If people are waiting outside, I ain't waiting, Bubba. You know what I'm saying? So, but when I expressed this to a cop, he said, he goes, I don't have all the facts. He goes, but what I do know is that turned from an active shooter to a hostage situation, which is why they waited outside. So they told me that's why it took so long. That's why they didn't act. Which is, it's dicey, man.
That's the best defense that they're going to have. That's the best defense, is that there was hostage. And guess what's wrong with that? That the whole hour gunshots were ringing out. So I'm sitting there as a cop and I'm hearing, boom, that's one less hostage. Boom, that's two. Boom.
Correct.
Yeah, I heard at least four. They heard at least four. There was at least 14 booms.
Yeah.
You got to know this ain't no hostage situation. You hear 14 booms sitting out, probably more. And I'm just telling you, I personally would have fucking run in. I would have died before I would have sat there and listened to 14 booms go off. I believe that the chief is ultimately responsible and he should be charged criminally. In my opinion, the chief should be held personally responsible and should be charged criminally for standing.
Yeah, there should be some accountability. Yeah, there should be some accountability for not going in there. You're talking about fourth graders. And I think as far as, again, with the misinformation, nobody's going to censor you here. You do your thing, man. Speak your truth, whether you believe in, that's your truth. So as far as, the transgender, I think what happened there, and I fell into the same thing, is as soon as it happened, people are sending me notifications of old posts from the shooter that he was transgender. Apparently that's the wrong person. It wasn't transgender.
Really?
Yeah, that was someone who looks just like him. And that person came out and was like, whoa, I'm not the shooter. This is me. I'm transgender, but I have nothing to do with the shooting. That's what that was information that got back to me. But again, I'm with you. I was like, oh, transgender shooter, because that was the narrative off the bat. But again, in today's media, we don't know what's real, what who's leaking what. So it's tough to filter through all this gossip and get down to the nitty gritty. And at the end of the day, there's fourth graders who lost their lives, and this can't keep going on. Now, when you said school, the teachers should have guns, it's not a terrible idea. You're asking a lot from the teachers, and I have to deal with teachers all the time with parent-teacher conference meetings, stuff like that. My idea is to have armed security guards who are trained, whether they're former special forces, they're former cops, whatever, someone who's familiar with, guns, to arm the school. Because, in California alone, which, California is a shit show, but, during the pandemic, they raised $1 billion for school funding. How, and Ted Cruz goes, well, let's make the doors safer so they can lock them so, these active shooters can't come in. Or $1 billion, you can't hire 2 armed guards to monitor these schools. So not only is it going to have the active shooter or someone who's thinking about shooting up a school to think twice if they see 2 armed guards with experience with AR-15 sitting out front, and how, salary wise, how much are we talking about here to arm these gentlemen at every school, man?
Yeah, I believe that's very reasonable, putting some armed guards at the schools. And the best solution I can think of is just homeschooling your kids. I mean, it's sad to say that because I like the social interaction that the public schools bring, or private school, any type of social interaction, I think is good for a kid. But if I had kids right now, what I would not let happen is I would not let some teacher with a mask covering their face talk to my kids like this all day and teach them that this is healthy with this mask over their face. If my teachers were wearing masks, I'd pull the kids out of the school. Luckily, I don't have kids, but I would never make my kid wear a mask ever. And then say that the mask issue goes away and the vaccination issues go away. Then I put my kid in the school. Now I'm worried about some school shooter going out there and the police not doing nothing. And it's
scary, Bubba.
It's very scary.
As a father, it's scary.
I'll be 100% honest with you, brother. If I had kids, it would not be an option. They would be being homeschooled right now. And guess what? Their teacher would know a lot more shit than they're being taught, because I think the school system just makes these kids stupid. And let me tell you why, because you're not encouraged to think outside the box. You're taught to do stupid shit, and most of it's not even going to matter. Like your trigonometry, your calculus, all that bull. They don't want to teach kids about the nature of the Federal Reserve, about the nature of the economic history of this country, how there was a mandatory gold buyback, I believe, in the 30s. You know, they're not going to teach our kids that. They're gonna teach a narrative and make them stupid. The more you dig around, the more you figure out that the government, you know, pretty much has an agenda with our kids' education. I don't like with what's going on. And here's what the educational system is for. It's a parents use it as a babysitting mechanism. You drop your kids off and let the government employees teach them whatever all day. It's basically babysitting. Okay. But here's the thing is like, they're not learning real valuable stuff. Okay. They're learning to do work that they don't want to do, because that's going to translate in later in life to condition them to do a shitty job and pay their taxes and don't ask any questions. You know, they're going to train your kid to be slave labor as their life goes on. Work at some shitty job that they don't want to work, but ask no questions and just shut up and pay your taxes. Correct. And the school system is about conditioning you to not think outside the box, to be stupid enough to never try to do something for yourself, to just be a stupid worker and pay your taxes and hate your job. And you know, that's
work
what
the
I
9
think
to 5 Monday through Friday. Yep, and they'll be happy with happy hour.
Yes, and I think the private schools and homeschooling will fix that educational problem, because our government-run education system are piss poor. They're unsafe, and they're breaking our kids down mentally with all. Then you got them 8 hours a day, and you want to send them home with homework? Fuck off.
Agree.
Fuck off.
I agree. There's some schools changing that though. Yeah, like my son's school, they make sure they don't have too much homework, where they do most of the work while they're at school. It's a private school, to be fair, but they're making sure that they learn between the hours, and then when they're outside that, they're being kids, which is really important to me.
I think the being kids is so much very important, brother. And you know, teaching them to clean a fish, teaching them to shoot a deer and clean it, and things like that should be taught. How to grow vegetables and just the basics of life, you know, how to provide your own food. That's the last thing that the government wants, though, is everybody to provide their own healthy food and way of life, because then they won't have their slave workers that they can tax to death. And,
well, that's where you come in, Papa. Do you have a girlfriend right now?
I sure don't, brother.
I'm surprised you don't, man. I mean, top 10 in the world. You got the land. You're freaking smart kid. You know, you got your shit together. Handsome dude. Look at you with these glasses. You got the button up. So, you know, if you had a kid, I think, you know, as far as the fishing and the hunting stuff like that falls on the dad. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it falls on the dad, because that teacher, unless your teacher's, you know, your 5th grade history teacher is Cam Haynes, nobody's going to teach that kid to be a better fisher, hunter than Bryce Mitchell. That's where your son's going to grow up having this knowledge of, and what you're doing now, you know, you got your masters in life as far as hunting and fishing and being self-independent. So it comes down to the dad there, man. So I think you'd be a great dad, brother, if you ever think about it. We got to work on getting your lady first, but.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, that comes first, because you don't want to do it the other way around. You know, have a kid and then see if it's the right lady.
Yeah, that's a nightmare. That's like buying a car before you test drive it. Let's get into fighting, man, because I definitely want to talk to you about some of that stuff, you know, because, you know, I think it's, you know, your opinions, man, it's your truth. So I think it's important. And now when you look at the landscape as far as the featherweight division, you know, you're top 10 in the world. You know, you have big fights coming up. You did ask for a top 5 fight, you know, and before you came out, I looked through the rankings. You know, the top 5 guys are pretty tied up, right? I'd love to get your opinion as far as what would be next for you. I mean, you know, a guy not in the top 5, but I think would make a lot of sense, but depending when he's going to be healthy, who's a big name and a legend of the sport, would be Korean Zombie. Even though he's coming off a loss, I think that's easy work for you. It's a big name, keeps you, you know, keeps the winning streak rolling. But if you want a top 5 guy, I think you're waiting a while, man. Where you at on this?
Yeah, you know, my manager made that tweet. He's trying to get me the highest ranked guy he can, but that's what he's supposed to do. So, but for me personally, they pretty much know whoever they tell me to fight, I'm going to fight. So I didn't make that top 5 tweet, or I don't care who I fight. That's their job, is to get me the best fight. But I will have to just sit here and agree with you that Korean Zombie is the highest ranked guy that I could possibly fight. And the reason that I believe he is because he's a 2-time title contender. You know, he went and fought for the belt 2 times.
Correct.
And so there's other guys that are up there that are really high. Ortega's booked, Holloway's booked. You know, they're booked. But there's other guys that might be up there, but they didn't fight for the belt twice. So if you go in there and then you beat Zombie better than both champs, Aldo and Volk beat him. So I think it took Volk maybe 2 rounds. So I go in there and beat Korean Zombie in first round. Okay, well, that gives me grounds to fight Volk immediately. I'll say, I just fought the dude he fought and did a little bit better. You know, and that would be the best fight. But if they don't give me that fight, I pretty much just say yes to whoever they give me. And, you know, my management does a really good job with getting me the best fight that they can. But at the end of the day, I have no say-so. But I completely agree with you. I want to fight the Zombie because he's the best guy available.
Yeah, I think with Zombie, it's just a matter, you know, he said he wants one more fight. So it's, when is he going to be ready to go? You know, you don't want to wait, you know, too long. So it's like, is Korean Zombie ready to go? He says he wants one more fight. You'd be a great, you know, test for him. I do think you beat him in the first round. That's no shade on Zombie. My producer loves Korean Zombie. He's also Korean. But so, you know, if you don't get Korean Zombie, again, those top, you know, you got Calvin Kattar, you got Emmett fighting, you got Ortega, Yair Rodriguez, you got Volkanovski, Max Holloway. So it's like those top guys are all busy. So it's, to me, it just, depending on when Korean Zombie's healthy and ready to take a fight, to me, that makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah, I have no control over that, but hopefully he's ready to go, you know, in a couple more months. And I also think it's twister versus twister. So if one of us twisters each other, that settles it right there. Who's got the better twister?
That's what I said, brother. It's twister on twister crime. As I was talking to the team earlier today, I love Korean Zombie for him. A little twister on twister crime, man. I think you pull it off. How do you think you match up with those top 5 guys? When you look at them like an Ortega, who's a jiu-jitsu specialist, obviously been doing a lot more striking lately, but you got Ortega, you got Yair Rodriguez, you got Calvin Kattar, you got Alexander Volkanovski, who's obviously the champ, who we recently had on Food Truck. You got, you know, Max Holloway. How is there guys you see that you can really kind of expose and take advantage of? Or I know it's a tough test, but with your skill set, obviously grappling's your thing, wrestling's your thing. Is there certain matchups that you prefer over the others?
I want to fight for the belt, and I think I'd win all of them. I think whoever they put me in there with, I'm winning.
I mean, you have to think like that, right, brother? So I think for you, it's like, you know, your management's obviously done a good job with you, and it's just, you know, styles make fights. So it just depends. You know, I'd say you're, you know, if you get Korean Zombie, you mop him the first round. You know, there's debate, you know, if you could fight for the title. I think the argument would be Volkanovski took on short notice. You know, you outclassed him, beat him up. So you're probably 2 away from a title shot. You know, if it goes Korean Zombie, then you maybe fight the winner of Kattar, Emmett, or something like that, or the winner of Ortega, Yair Rodriguez, and that's title shot, my man. And then that belt's coming home to the farm. You wrap it around the fucking turkey. You know what I'm saying?
I put it in the gym in Little Rock.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Because people in that gym were a part of that. So that's where that belt's going to go. It's going to go on the wall or up at the front desk in a case.
That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, you have all the, you know, I'm always rooting for you, brother. You have all the skill in the world, and you're doing it at the beat of your own drum, man. I'm a fan because you're an original. There's not a lot of guys like you out there. You know, we're rooting for you here, brother, and I think the sky's the limit for you. And, you know, I think it'd be really special for you to bring home that belt back there and the way you're doing it, you know, doing it on your terms, stuff like that. Does your management, does the UFC ask you to kind of pull back the reins and not maybe talk about certain stuff? Have you been told like, hey man, let's back off? Because obviously you were all over Fox News. You're getting this major kind of, you know, marketing now, you know, being kind of this outspoken political voice. Does anybody tell you to pull back, or you just kind of, you don't listen to it, you do your own thing? Where you at on that?
Not a bit, brother. I've not heard anything negative from Dana. And that's, in my opinion, that's the best thing about Dana White is
Agreed.
that is the best thing. He lets those fighters say what they want and truly be free with their First Amendment. you know, and I'm very fortunate. And I think that's why I think I'm saying a lot of normal stuff, but that a lot of people think, but about the vaccines and the corona and the political corruption and all that crap. But they will literally get fired from their job, you know?
100%.
And so it's really nice that Dana just lets me say stuff. And, you know, and if anything, I actually got more interviews before that Barbosa fight than I did before the fight before. So if anything, they were maybe egging me on because I had like 3 interviews the day that I showed up for the fight week, you know? So if they didn't want me saying stuff, they wouldn't have given me none of those little pre-fight interviews.
I agree. I also think, you know, it's kind of the elephant in the room as far as the UFC goes, but I think Dana agrees with you on most of this stuff. You know, Dana's obviously a super pro-Trump guy, super anti-lockdown guy. He carried through the pandemic, you know, so.
He was the number one leader of like big companies in the pandemic because like they tried to shut down all the big companies, like all of them.
Correct.
And brother, if it was anybody else, I don't know. They might have got pushed around. You know what I mean? They might have, you're not going to open your show and blah, blah, blah. He said, fuck y'all. We'll do anything we got to. We'll go to Abu Dhabi, you know?
Yeah, go to Abu Dhabi, do it in our, you know, in our freaking office at the, you know, the UFC Institute there. So I think I think other businesses should take notes, like what Dana did, pulling it off during the lockdown and, you know, being self-sufficient and still putting on shows during the lockdowns. And, you know, Dana and I have had our issues, but I've never been a bigger fan for him figuring this out. And then not only did he figure it out, but it's clearly a smart business move because last year that they had their biggest year ever. And also now it's like running the fights out of that UFC, was it the AP some institute? Running fights. Yeah, the PI, my bad. Yeah, the PI, the UFC PI Center. But him running fights out of there, he realized, I can just do fights out of here. You know, it's like we don't have to.
Apex.
Yeah, the Apex Center. Like we don't have to be a traveling circus. Like I can run out of here. Numbers are still good. The fighters like it. It's not in front of whatever 40,000 people, but we can still do that stuff. But now we can cut costs, save money. The fighters get fights. The fighters get paid. You know, so he had that. They also had Dubai. So it's like, man, for a guy to figure that out on the go, running a $4 billion company, hats off to him, man. I get nothing but respect to him.
Yep, man, I kind of like the Apex too with the no crowd. A lot of people don't like it. They like the crowd. I like the silence, but I also like a crowd when they're cheering for me. You know, if they're cheering for me, I like the crowd. But I don't have anything bad against the crowd. I just really like the silence.
Now, certain fighters need the crowd. Yeah, certain fighters need the crowd. Like, you know, I think of Conor McGregor, Justin Gaethje. There's certain guys that really thrive off the crowd, whether they're booing or cheering. They need that energy. But yeah, for you, it makes all the sense in the world. I mean, if there's no crowd, you're an introvert. So for you, it's like you're a recluse. You want to do your thing, do your job, get back to the fucking farm and take care of this Ted Bundy turkey, man. So yeah, it makes sense. Right. You don't like the crowd.
Right. It's to each his own, you know?
Yeah, but man, I appreciate the time, brother. I know you're swamped, dude, taking care of all these animals and getting training in, figuring it out. I think you're going to get a huge fight next, and you know we're rooting for you here, man, and keep being you, brother. No matter what people say, no matter, you know, what comes from the interviews you do, you just keep being your authentic self, and you can never go wrong, man. And, you know, people love you, brother. Don't never get twisted. Social media is the loudest, but that ain't the majority. Yeah. People love you, man.
Oh, thank you so much, brother. And I really appreciate you having me on. And you just holler anytime. And you got my number now. So I'll be watching your shows too. So, man, I really appreciate you, brother. And take care, man. You holler anytime.
Oh, there you have it.
Oh, but yeah. So there was a signal issue at the very end, but he said, come to the farm or whatever anytime, right?
Yeah, because I told him maybe next time we could go out there, a little Schaub show in the wild.
Yeah.
Go to Bryce Mitchell's hometown, go on the farm. He said he bought an octagon, which he's going to convert to a turkey cage. So the top would be turkeys, the bottom, I don't know.
That's dope.
Yeah. That'd be fun, though.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting dude, man. You know, whether you agree with him, you know, some stuff, you know, with the, you know, the government being involved in the shooting, stuff like that, you know, I don't really vibe with when you're talking about, fourth grade and stuff like that. But obviously some of that shooting stuff's alarming. But it's my thing with him. Whether I agree or not, he's speaking his truth, which a lot of fighters and, people in sports are scared to talk about because they're worried about the backlash. And Bryce Mitchell is not. I don't think he's too worried about social media and stuff like that. So, I definitely vibe with him on that stuff, man, as far as him speaking his truth. Whether I agree with all of it and there's some of a little conspiracy, maybe, but to each their own. What do you got, Chin? But I love Bryce Mitchell, man. I think he is going to get a big fight. I feel like the idea of him fighting Korean Zombie makes a lot of sense. He said it's fight he wants.
Yeah, that's a fun fight.
It's just predicated on if Korean Zombie going to be ready to go.
Yeah. In Korea, that'd be dope.
And that's what he goes, honestly, though, if it ain't Korean Zombie, I don't care. Whoever they call me with, I'll fight. Whether it's top 5 or not. He goes, I didn't even ask for top 5. My management did. He's like, but I'm down to fight whoever.
Yeah.
That's Bryce Mitchell.
He's a badass,
Great kid, man.
Very respectful, too. I like the way he just said, super nice things the entire time.
He's nice, man. Really nice kid.
Yeah. Okay, so this is Anthony Smith once again and Michael Bisping on their podcast.
They have a new podcast together, right?
Well, it's Bisping's old podcast, but Smith is the new co-host.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I love Anthony Smith.
Yeah, he's great.
Bisping's great, too. Yeah, that's a brilliant pairing.
Yeah. So before, remember, they talked about the whole Dan Bilzerian stuff.
Okay.
And we don't know what's exactly, where the truth is there. But so
They're
here.
trending again?
Yeah, because they're thinking out loud, basically, because they're saying, like.
These boys trying to make news. They're trying to get the subs up.
Possibly, but okay, so, so they're talking about USADA and then Conor McGregor. I think Anthony Smith was kind of wondering, like, so how does USADA actually test them if he's on boats going around the world and
they'll get you. Trust me, USADA will get you. So this is Anthony Smith on the Believe You Me podcast with Bisping and Anthony Smith. This is Anthony Smith. He says, I do wonder, though, I'm going to get fucking shit for this. How do they test Conor McGregor floating on a boat around the world all the time? I've wondered that when I see him on his boat all the time. Granted, he's probably not posting in real time exactly where he's at all the time. Seemingly, though, he's on a boat most of the time. Is USADA sending people in a fucking helicopter to drop on Conor's boat? No. Yeah, I don't think we know Conor's schedule, right? I think his management and his wife knows his schedule. But then also B, the way USADA works, they're going to say, they do show up unexpectedly. I think if he's on a boat, it makes it a little more challenging. So here's a point there where if he is, and you have to let him know about your whereabouts. So he has to be like, hey, I'm going from Bali to wherever. I'm going from, where the hell, England to freaking New York. Wherever the hell he's taking this boat. I don't know where the hell he's jumping island to island or country to country. He has to notify USADA. So USADA might say, cool, when you land in New York, as soon as he lands, they're doing something. So if it's this weird conspiracy theory that he's doing performance enhancing drugs while he's on the boat, and then when he lands, he's clear, I guess. But they'll catch him eventually if that's what he's doing. I don't think he is. Yeah. I really don't. And so it's very simple. They don't. I think USADA are testing him. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and say he's doing steroids. Maybe he's taking something to help the bones and the rod, the titanium shin bone to help it heal and fuse together.
That was Bisping.
Well, that'd be like HGH or something like that.
I mean, but it's not necessarily. He's saying he's not sure if it's necessarily a steroid, but maybe something like very advanced that helps him to
fair
heal
point
better.
By those
Who knows?
Yeah, I didn't even think about it. He is, and also I don't see his social media. Is he just posting on yachts on the ocean all the time? It's always just him and his family on a yacht. Yeah. That's kind of dope.
Quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Maybe there's something there. I don't know. I don't know if anybody knows.
Yeah. But I mean, if you would like to really think about it, you could go 5 days on a boat with enough food and everything and just do what you got to do.
No, don't get twisted. He's not on like some little dungy boat like rowing. He's on a yacht with chefs.
Yeah.
Who knows what else? Food. Like there's a whole staff.
Yeah. Interesting topic though.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Okay. So I think Big John McCarthy was getting some sort of crap about this, but he was saying that if Nick Diaz actually fought Kamaru Usman would get lit up and want to go to the wrestling.
Big John. Yeah, these boys doing this for the headlines.
I don't know, but that's like.
I said, if there's one thing you know about Nick, he's going to come and give you everything that he's got. Would I mind seeing him against Kamaru? No, I wouldn't. Other than this, Kamaru would stand with him until he started getting lit up. God, I don't think Kamaru's going to get lit up on the feet, man. John, have you seen Kamaru Usman fight lately?
and Nick lately.
Yeah, have you seen the two? This isn't Nick in 10 years ago. This isn't Strikeforce Nick. Now, granted, is Nick a better overall boxer than Kamaru? Yeah, maybe. But as far as in today's world, Kamaru Usman's the better striker. As far as power, look what he did, the knockout against Masvidal, which Nate couldn't do. You know what I'm saying? Look what Jorge did to Nate, his brother, who I think we can all agree is probably more dangerous currently where he's at in his career, So it's a weird thing. So Kamaru would stand with him until he started getting lit up, and then he's going to go and use his wrestling, which he should. I'm not saying he shouldn't, but what does Nick always complain about? People wrestling. And then it's on the ground. It's going to end up being, he can try and use his submission game and stuff, but I don't think Kamaru would end up standing up with Nick that long, that much out of the first round. Things would start to become difficult. I disagree. I think Kamaru probably finish him.
Yeah.
On the feet.
I think everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one's the pound for pound best fighter in the world. The other guy has fought once in how many years? 7 years?
It's been a long time.
Don't get me wrong, for taking that much time off, look good, but not world title good.
No.
John's also an old head, so he's thinking of Nick Diaz, prime strike.
Prime Diaz, yeah, for sure.
Prime Diaz, not a great fight for Kamaru. Prime Diaz, but apples to oranges here. We're talking about right now, son. That fight ain't happening either way, so it's almost worthless talking about.
All right, so a quick one regarding the last fight that just happened this weekend. So Felice Herrig, she fought Carolina Kovacevic, and Carolina was on a 5-fight losing streak and finally submitted Felice. So Felice decided, she said, if the universe says that I lose this fight, that means there's something else for me. So she's retiring and moving all of her attention to OnlyFans.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah.
Hopefully she makes money.
I'm pretty sure she'll make.
Go subscribe to Felice Herring's OnlyFans right now. I would. She's a dime piece. But also, I also saw a quote by her saying, like, if I can't be champ, I can't compete with the best, I need to get out. That's the right mindset, man. You don't want to stick around too long before you're, drooling and
damaged, yeah. So this is MMA Junkie. They referenced the Schaub show, the whole Patty Pimblett, TJ Dillashaw thing that's going on right now. So
and it's based off of
the interview you had with TJ where he's saying like the diabetes, like Patty Pimblett was going to get diabetes. He's going to last 11 years in this, in this sport if he's eating this way.
So Patty saw that.
Yes.
And said he went.
So here is and there you are right there.
Okay.
So this is
so Patty went, let me see Patty's, go up top. So let me see Patty's original response.
Where was that at?
Right there.
Sorry, yeah.
So Patty the baddie at the UFC baddie put, not as sensitive as your body to that EPO when you cheated, emoji. Cheating little juice head would never have won the belt without them steroids, you fucking mushroom.
Mushroom.
Okay. Sensitive subject. And then
wait.
So is this
there's another one here. Yeah, let's go from here then, I think.
Okay, so he says, this fella Messin, TJ Dillashaw used to sell t-shirts with his fat face on it saying Fat Tyler. And when he came out of camp, don't forget your own past, you sausage. Cheating little juice said would never have won the belt without them steroids, you fucking mushroom, right? So that's the full tweet.
And then this is the
TJ
response.
said, wasn't even trying to be mean. At UFC baddie, getting all sensitive must be a tasty subject. Drop the donuts and take the advice. The only difference of Fat Tyler is that was a joke, LOL. What's not a joke is you getting diabetes. Let's see how you look after 11 years in the UFC. Good luck lasting that long. All right. Fair response. Fair response. I think, and again, TJ said it on the show. With TJ, he was just saying, as a professional, former world champ, he's fighting for a title. Like, when TJ talks, you might want to listen, especially if you're a younger fighter. So TJ's been like, as an overall, game plan, it's probably not smart to get that big and cut back down. Like, it's kind of not very professional. That's all he was saying. And I told him, I said, yeah, listen, with Patty, he's young, he's doing his thing. He's just such a good kid. He goes, yeah, I like him. But, obviously the MMA media runs with these narratives. And then Patty's obviously has no filter and fires back. But
yeah, funny
I think
stuff.
overall, that's why TJ's like, dude, I wasn't even trying to be mean. I'm just saying, as a professional, it's not the way to
Not
go.
the best
like,
move.
down the road, it's going to be dicey.
Yeah.
But then TJ, no matter what he says to any fighter, any fan, it's always going to be, oh, you juice head, oh, you PD head. Like, he'll never outrun that.
As much as it sucks, it's like it's what happened though.
Yeah. It's a shame.
Definitely.
I love both of them.
For sure. So you guys know about this already.
Ooh,
but,
I woke up to this.
Yeah, Cheeto
Our boy
Vera.
Cheeto, food truck drop last week event seen on Thiccc Boy, one of my favorite people in the world. Cheeto was asking for a big fight. He wanted Peter Yan. That didn't happen. So now him and Dom have a history. They've been, looking for each other. And on food truck, I think he said he wasn't really into it. He's like, I moved past that and beyond that. But now, main event, Cheeto Vera, Dominic Cruz agreed August 13th, main event, 5 rounds. It's just a right step for our boy, Cheeto. Yeah, it's a great fight for him. Love that fight.
Yeah, huge name. Real quick one from One Championship. DJ, Demetrius Johnson, he's going to rematch Adriano. I forgot his last name. Adriano.
Who beat him?
Yeah,
previously?
who beat him, yeah. He with KO by like a knee.
Yeah, it was bad.
Moraes. Yeah, so he's going to rematch him.
When's the rematch?
It is Friday, August 26th.
August 26th. All right. U.S. primetime Friday, August 26th. I know One Championship, it made some big announcement that they're coming to America. Like they're doing a lot of more fights in America.
Cool, good.
I don't know if they announced where yet, but it's supposed to be some big announcement.
And also a quick one. I think Sage Northcutt and Shinya Aoki should be fighting in one too.
That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
that's a good fight for freaking.
Oh, it's Sage versus Aoki?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Which is good because Sage just got freaking destroyed in his face, all those broken bones.
Good to
So
see him back, though. Good for him.
for sure.
Brother?
This was kind of shocking. John Dodson, have you know John Dodson, right? From
Yeah, we came up together.
yeah. So he signed a multi-fight deal with BKFC.
Interesting. Because, he's not known for his boxing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fast dude, but yeah.
BKFC must be paying because these boys are signing left and right over there. These former UFC guys are coming over there, so they must be a tasty paycheck for them to sign up for bare knuckle fighting.
Yeah.
Big signing by bare knuckle, man.
Yep.
Yeah, hopefully they're making money.
Alrighty. Greg Hardy also, he's going to have his first, I think it's his first professional debut in boxing. Yeah.
So his thing, since he's left the UFC, he's going to
Here
go
we
do
go.
boxing.
Professional boxing, yeah.
Makes sense.
And that's for Black Sheep Boxing, October
Black
8th.
sheep boxing.
Yeah. And no opponent as of right now. But
Well,
that's what he's doing.
I mean, you're going to make a fraction of the money in boxing. It takes a while in boxing to get up, unless you have a massive following like the Paul brothers. That's a dicey road.
Yeah.
And those guys have been boxing. It depends who he's fighting. They've been boxing since they were kids. It's not MMA, man. We can start late and kind of get, into the rankings and fight veterans. Boxing's a different animal. The sweet science, it's a dicey
Yeah.
career choice.
So like if you're going to MMA, especially you said heavyweights, I guess it's somewhat easier to
It's easier
do
to
better.
like get to the top because it hasn't been around that long. You can specialize in one thing. Boxing,
It's just one thing.
it's one
Okay.
thing, man. And if you're fighting guys who've been doing it forever,
Mm-hmm.
unless you're fighting other guys at your level, but then they're not names, so it's kind of a waste of time. Then they're banking on Greg Hardy to sell tickets. It's a tough gig.
So I didn't know about this guy, but Bo Nickal is like a
You
very
don't know
like,
Bo Nichols?
known-
Come
I
on,
didn't.
son.
Yeah.
You're the producer of this show. You don't know Bo Nichols?
Very well decorated wrestler.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Savage. Born in Rifle, Colorado. That's right, Chin. Colorado, dude.
Mm-hmm. But his debut in MMA, I'll just show you right here.
You guys are expecting heavy wrestling, but he knocked this boy silly.
And the wrestler looking like a striker here early.
He's got clean strikes for being such a dominant wrestler, and you can see the amount
Oof.
of work.
Goodness!
Oof. That combo is filthy.
So that's an awesome debut for him.
Bo Nickal. I would bet Bo Nickal in the next year signs with the UFC. Savage. Wrestling wise, complete fucking savage.
All right. Let's do 2 quick ones here. So Kayla Harrison, we've been talking about her on Fire and the Kid as
Ooh,
well.
toughest matchup.
Yeah, exactly. So Julia Budd, who's legit.
Super legit.
fighter, yeah. So that's July 1st, PFL
Definitely
6.
toughest fight of
Yeah, for sure. for
Kayla
her.
Harrison's career by far. Julia Budd's no punk. That's good.
That's a good one. Beck Rawlings is back as well. The dime piece. She's fighting Britton Hart, who's that guy Joey, the guy that could just take hits like crazy.
Oh, The Mexican cat.
Yeah.
He's trained with him.
Yeah, but anyways, but she's now like either fiance to him or married or something like. But yeah, so that's
All right.
yeah, that's Britain Hart. She's facing Beck Rawlings.
Nice. Always a Beck Rollins fan over here.
Uh-huh.
Is that it, brother?
Let's do one more.
Okay.
This is a
get going.
scary
Let's
one.
do it.
This is a freaking really scary one. Okay. I'll just play the video for you and you can see what happens here. And this is in South Africa.
So he doesn't get knocked out of the ropes. He falls through.
But keep watching.
Walks onto hard jab, and then he turns.
Watch this.
And then he looks at the referee like he carries on like he wants to fight, and he doesn't know throwing punches. He doesn't know where he is.
No. This happened.
So that is so scary. So he's the one that actually knocked the other dude into the
Yeah.
ropes, and then he was so
concussed.
messed up. Yeah,
Maybe he's fighting a ghost.
I don't know.
Maybe
But
saw a spirit in the corner.
it looks
started
like
going
it.
to the
Yeah,
body on him.
it looks like. But that is freaking.
Spirit got the
ugh.
chin.
That's freaky.
Wow, that was not good.
No.
Boxing's a hell of a drug. That dude was straight up fighting a spirit in the corner.
Yeah, that was freaky.
You have I think a tasty pay-per-view. 3 of them are really tasty. The rest card, tough, but the top 3 are fantastic. You got Zhang Weili, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, Shevchenko, and Santos, and then the main event is for the light heavyweight title, Glover Teixeira versus Yuri. These 3 fights I freaking love. I think you could have even done as the main event Weili and Joanna, because, talking about one of the greatest fights ever. I would say, to go on a limb, I think greatest female fight ever, and then top 5 men or female fight ever in the women's strawweight division. It's always tough to live up to rematches, but stylistically, these 2 do it, man. Now, is it going to be as good as the first one? Probably not. That would be insane. It's going to be fucking good, though. So if that first one was a 10, this would probably be a 9. It's just their styles. Yeah. It's a great freaking fight. Also, before, when Rose, who's beat both of them, right, twice, for Rose, if she was champ, this is like, all right, who's going to fight Rose and lose a 3rd time? But now it's like, you have Carla Esparza as the champ, so whoever wins this gets a shot back at getting the title, and then Rose is going to win one, and then you get that rematch. Is way more, story there. I dig it. Then with Shevchenko and Santos. Shevchenko's not young. Now, if she wins this fight, it'd be the most title defenses in women's fighting history. She'll break Ronda Rousey's record. Now, there's part of me that goes, all right, Shevchenko, who's just going to get lit up, right? Because she's the most dominant female fighter on the planet. So it's like, all right, is this Santos, who's undefeated, I think? She's 1 fight away from being undefeated. I think she lost her first UFC fight, right? Yeah, she lost in a split decision. So if that split decision, which split, could have went either way. The judging. We know how I feel about judging. So off of shitty judging where she lost split decision, this girl's basically 20-0 against Shevchenko. A part of me wants to put money on Santos. A slight part of me wants to put, even though Shevchenko's so goddamn dominant, part of me thinks Santos can do it. It's not a walk in the park for Shevchenko. It's just not. She's so talented. I'd love to see her go up a weight class, especially she's beat Juliana Pena before. She can go up to weight class, fight be champ. And if Pena gets past Amanda Nunes, what else are you going to do with Pena? Shevchenko Pena makes a lot of sense, especially if Shevchenko starches Santos. I don't think she is, but if she does, that's that narrative there. And the main event with Glover Teixeira, Yuri's one of my favorite fighters to watch. He's so unorthodox. He's a savage, right? So part of me wants new blood in there. I think it'd be great for the UFC if Yuri was champ. He's so fun, entertaining. His style's entertaining. But then, and I've met Yuri, but I've trained with Glover. I know Glover. Glover's one of the top 5 nicest people. Definitely the nicest champion you ever meet. He's such a good person. He's the oldest champion to ever do it. His story, his history, it's damn near impossible for me to root against Glover. I love that he's champ now, and I love what he represents. And remember, when he came to the UFC, I think he was on a 20-fight win streak. He came over late because of visa issues. By the time he came, people thought he was past his prime. He loses John Jones, gets absolutely annihilated by John Jones. Remember, John blows his fucking shoulder out or whatever. You know, so it's just such a great story, man. So it's tough to root against the guy. I think new blood would be good for the UFC, but it's damn near impossible to vote and go against Glover Teixeira. It's just impossible. Tough fight for him. He is an underdog. It's going to be a matter of Glover, who's meat and potatoes, getting the job done against a very tough fighter in Yuri, who's so unorthodox. You can't bring in a guy to mimic his style. So if Yuri doesn't get it done, I'd say in the first 2 rounds with a flying knee or something wild, you're going to see a masterclass from a world-class veteran, taking him down, beating him up, eventually submitting Yuri. That's what I think. Ooh. So those first 2 rounds, Yuri's so dangerous. He's so explosive. He's so unorthodox. If you can't get it done those 2 rounds, again, you're going to see a masterclass from a veteran who trained with Chuck Liddell in his prime and freaking went toe-to-toe with him. And we've heard all these legendary stories about him at the pit and all this shit. And finally, he's here. So Yuri he has to get done those first 2 rounds with his unorthodox style, with an explosive knee or spinning elbow, some wild shit, because you ain't just going to outclass Glover Teixeira. It's going to take something very special to get it done. So, you know, it's tough to bet against Glover. It'd be good for the division, but I'm not willing to go against Glover. Even though he's a dog here, it's just such a happy story, inspirational story, but those first 2 rounds will get dicey for Glover. And if Yuri can't pull it off, it's going to get sad for him because he'll get taken down. Glover's grappling and jiu-jitsu is very underrated, even though it's world-class. His grappling's so good, you know, but his boxing style, he's set up to eat some shots. He walks forward. He doesn't really choose his angles. His head movement's not great. With a guy against Yuri, it's fucking trouble, man. There's a reason why Yuri's minus 195, you know? So top 3 fights are fantastic. I'll be watching from Portland. I'm in Portland this Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Portland, Oregon. I'm at the Helium. It's an all-new hour. The Trash Panda Tour is this Thursday, Friday, Saturday in Portland, Oregon, Helium. Come get some with the Thick Boy Squad. Wednesday, one show, one night only, Schaub and Friends. It's June 8th at 8 p.m. at the Hollywood Improv. I have my boys all the way from New York. The boys from Are You Garbage are doing the show. You got Chris D'Elia. You got freaking Jeff Dye, Brittany Schmidt. We have the killers, man. One show only, and we have special guests. Come get some Hollywood. That's this Wednesday at 8 p.m. One show only. That bitch will sell out. Let's go. Portland, Oregon's this weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday in Portland. Then San Francisco is the following Friday, Saturday. I'm at the Cobb's Comedy Club in San Francisco, California, June 17th, June 18th. 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. That's it. Let's go, kids. Let's go get tickets. Fort Wayne, Indiana just went on sale July 14th through the 16th. San Diego, California is July 21st through the 23rd. Get your tickets at thickboy.com or fatkz.com. That's it, kids. Hopefully you enjoyed my boy Bryce Mitchell, just one of the most original, authentic dudes on the planet. Love that guy. And that's it. Enjoy the fights this weekend. You got Glover, Yuri, Shevchenko, you got Wele, and you got freaking Joanna. It's a great card. So be safe out there, man. Be nice to each other. Thanks for liking, subscribing, watching, listening, whatever you do, man. Stay thick. Love you guys. I'm out.